Hi everyone, welcome to Rios Recipes. I'm Jenny Rios. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a tasty gelatin dessert. It's a Mosaic Gelatin. And before we get into the instruction on how to make the dessert, I want to let you know that we are going to have another giveaway for the pan that you need to use to make this dessert. I'm going to give you more information about how to get into the giveaway at the end of this video. So Mosaic Gelatin is one of the traditional items a lot of times at different birthday parties. A lot of times we will serve a cake along with gelatin. And this is one of the examples of the gelatins we like to serve. For this, we'll need a couple boxes of jello, as well as one box of unflavored gelatin. We're going to use a can of condensed milk, a can of sweetened condensed milk, and a can of media crema, a block of cream cheese, and some vanilla. The first thing we need to do is prepare our two types of gelatin. I'm going to use red and blue, and my gelatin is actually going to be a red, white, and blue gelatin when we get done. I've opened my gelatin packets and placed them into containers. Now my packet says for me to use 1 cup of boiling water and 1 cup of cold water. But I want my gelatin to be firm, so I'm going to use 3/4 of a cup of the boiling water and then 3/4 of a cup of cold water. So I'm reducing it just a little bit. And you want to mix very well, making sure that you get your gelatin fully mixed, because if you don't, it will stick and won't turn out right. Okay, my gelatin is well blended. Now I'm adding in 3/4 of a cup of ice cold water. I actually took this out of the fridge. We will mix one more time, and then we will place these in the refrigerator. We'll cover them with saran wrap and place them in the refrigerator to become solid. So we'll come back in a couple hours and we'll continue with our process. Okay, so you may notice that we have different colored gelatin than we had when we started out. We had some issues with our recording and our process, so we have remade our gelatin and we're ready now to move forward making the creamy white part of our jello. The first thing I did was take the 4 packets of my clear gelatin and place them into a 1.5 cups of warm water. So we have now mixed well the clear gelatin packets, all 4 from the box, into a 1.5 cups of warm water. If you use cold water, it is not going to mix well. If you're finding that you're having trouble with mixing, just throw your cup in the microwave for a few seconds and try again. The next part of the process is to put our chunk of cream cheese into our blender and add all of our canned milk products, along with about 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla. I'm just going to eyeball it. And we are going to blend this until it's smooth. Now that I have mixed in the milk products, I'm going to add in my clear gelatin and go back to the blender for one more quick mix. All of our ingredients are now mixed together and we are ready to prepare our pan. Remember, you will have the opportunity to win a pan for your house at the end of this video. To prepare our pan, we're going to use a little bit of nonstick cooking spray. And add a little to your pan, and then using a clean paper towel, you're just going to rub this around. You don't want a thick layer of the spray, but you don't want your gelatin to stick to the mold either. Don't forget the middle section. If you're using a pan like this, you can use any size and style of pan you want. Just make sure that if it's really big, you may need to double your recipe. Now that we have prepared our pan, we're ready to create our gelatin. I took our solidified colored jellos and cut them into large squares. I do recommend that you use semi-large squares so that they're noticeable in your gelatin. Now, we'll add a little bit of the white creamy jello, and then we will add some squares. You can create cool designs. You can do things for different seasons based on the choice of colors. Now that we've created this layer, we're going to add another level of our creamy gelatin, trying to cover our pieces. And we'll make another level, and we'll keep doing this until we have finished our mold. Okay, we've completed all of our layers, and our last layer will be the white gelatin again. Now we're simply going to cover with saran wrap and put it in the refrigerator for about another 5 or 6 hours. Okay, after many technical challenges and some operator errors, we are ready to show you the finished product. In order to take our gelatin out of the mold and put it on our plate, the first thing we want to do is pull the edges away from the jello, away from the edges of our mold. And when you're doing this, don't forget about the middle section. And you can just kind of push down or kind of down and out. So we've done that. And then the next thing we do is we just kind of shake a little so that it becomes loose. Place a plate on the top. And we flip. And now we have a beautiful mosaic gelatin. So now it's time for me to tell on myself. The first time we recorded, I had been sitting in a training class over Zoom all day long. And when I put this together, I forgot to put the cream cheese in. So the technical difficulties were mine, not my daughter recording. And we didn't realize until we threw the gelatin in the fridge and the cream cheese was still sitting on the counter. So it did turn out, and we did actually try it, and it actually tastes good still, but it's not quite as upright and perky. So put your cream cheese in and it'll turn out a lot better. No, we're just, it's just my daughter and I, and we're not perfect. We're trying our best to kind of share some of our family recipes with you, and we have a whole set of bloopers that we're going to put together one day. Before we end this video, it's time to talk about our giveaway. This is a bundt cake pan, but it's what I used as a mold for my gelatin. And what we want you to do in order to win this is to like, comment, follow, and share. And for your comment, I want you to write Jello. So don't write shared, write Jello. Next week, we will announce our winner, and I will mail this out to you within a couple days after I announce the winner. Thanks, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this recipe.